Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to be back with you guys again. On today's video, I wanted to get into a little bit of what nobody tells you before getting pregnant or before being in your first pregnancy. I'm on my third pregnancy now, and I'm like, I know so much more now than I did before I got pregnant. Definitely some things that I learned along the way and what I think will be helpful to you guys. Maybe you're a first-time mom, maybe this is your second pregnancy. No matter what this is for you, I believe that what I've learned along the way will also help you, because I wish that I had known this sooner. I also just want to use this as a little bit of encouragement for you guys to know that you are not alone in what you're going through. Pregnancy is different for each and every one of us, and you are valid in what you are going through. All right, let's get into it, with the first one being that nothing lasts forever, okay? The first trimester doesn't last forever. The second trimester does not last forever. The third trimester doesn't. Labor doesn't last forever. I could go on and on. The newborn phase doesn't last forever. The days are long, truly, but the years are short. And that is so true. Especially for me, I'm looking back and I'm like, how is my son almost about to be 3? Like, that is crazy. It feels like I was just pregnant with him. It feels like I just had him and now he's 3. And I remember back to those first early days, or even back to when I first found out I was pregnant and going through the first trimester. It was hard and it felt like life was never gonna get out of the quote unquote trenches, which I don't like to use that word, but the more difficult parts of pregnancy and the newborn phase, I literally, kid you not, thought that it was just gonna be like this forever. I didn't see, it was hard for me to see any light at the end of the tunnel, but just know that no matter what season that you are in, embrace it, because it's not gonna last forever. I'm already about to be in my third trimester, in my third pregnancy, and I'm like, every day, like, Lord, I wish I could be pregnant for longer, but time just keeps ticking, and the baby is gonna be here in 10 to 12 weeks, give or take. And it's just like, man, I just wish to live every day with more gratitude, because you begin to see the beauty in life and where you are now, instead of just wanting to rush through it or just focusing on the negative. The second thing I want to share with you guys is that the first trimester does not last forever, okay? This would have been crucial for me to know, because in my first pregnancy, I was so sick. I was rocked. It felt like I had the flu. I mean, with every pregnancy, but especially with the first one, because I just had no idea what to expect. But I was so sick. I was throwing up like 7 times a day. I kid you not. I couldn't get off the couch. Like, I was finishing up my last year of college, and just everything was just crazy. And I was like, I remember like having thoughts like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this, right? Like, I literally don't know how I'm gonna get through this when every day seems impossible. I've never been more sick as I feel right now. And looking back, once you get through that initial first trimester, you feel so much better. You're never gonna feel like that again. It's just a mind. Like, you have to focus your mind and train your mind to be able to get through that, because it's not easy, but you have to stay positive within your mind and know that even if, God forbid, you were not feeling good throughout your whole pregnancy, that you are getting such a great reward from it, and that you will look back and not regret a single thing of what you went through. I want to just encourage you guys super quickly in that you guys got this. You are stronger than you think you are, and that pregnancy and raising babies is going to show you just, in fact, how strong you are and how strong God is making you to be. The third thing is that you can feel really lonely in pregnancy, and I definitely felt this with each pregnancy, a little bit different than most and a little bit different than others, but every pregnancy I definitely experienced some type of loneliness, because you're the only one who understands what you're going through. You're the only one who is experiencing all of these hormone changes. You're the only one who is being able to carry life and everything that comes with it. So at times it does feel very lonely. Like, there's some conversations I can have with my husband that he's just not going to quite understand, right? So it can feel lonely. It can feel more isolating, because especially when you're not telling your friends and your family for a while, if that's your case, like, or you feel sick and nauseous, you don't really want to go out, you feel like you're missing out, it can feel lonely at times, and that's normal. That is truly normal. You're not alone. You're not alone in experiences. I would say most, if not all pregnant women, I'm sure this thought comes through their mind, because life just changes when you get pregnant, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it is good to know that you can experience some type of loneliness, and to be aware of that, and to constantly be doing just a little bit of self-reflections and making sure you're okay and getting the support and help that you need. The fourth thing I want to share with you guys is that it is okay to not be as productive as you were before pregnancy. Okay, hear me out. I'm saying this to the choir, and by the choir, I mean me. Because when you're not pregnant, your capacity is so much more than when you get pregnant, because you're forming a life, you're doing all of these things, your hormones are changing, your blood levels increase. Like, you're just not going to have the capacity that you had when you were not pregnant. So you have to give yourself grace, because there's going to be times where, you know, before you got pregnant, you just could work, or do this and that. But when you get pregnant, you have to give yourself time to eat. You have to give yourself time to sleep. You have to give yourself time to rest and really listen to your body. So just know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you if you find yourself to be not as productive during pregnancy, because it's just normal. You're literally forming an entire human in your body. You're gonna have to rest and do these things. So just know that, and you're not alone in that. The fifth thing I want to share with you guys is that you are not a bad mom if you choose not to breastfeed, or you choose to formula feed, or you choose to breastfeed and not formula feed. There's so much controversy and so many different opinions when it comes to this. It can literally drain the life out of you. You, at the end of the day, have to do what works best for yourself and for your baby and for your family. And you cannot make this decision based on what anybody else says. You have to do what works fully for you, and you are the best mom no matter how you feed your baby. You are the best mom, and I want to assure you of that. And trust me, I have done both. I have breastfed, I have formula fed. You will hear the opinions on every single side. You will feel whatever, but you have to just guard your mind and know that what you are doing and what you choose to do is the best for you and your baby. The sixth thing that I learned along this way is that there will be times where you don't feel like being intimate or touched or cuddling, and that is truly okay. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just need my alone space. Like, I'm already getting kicked, my belly's growing, I don't feel like myself. Sometimes I might fully actually need a hug. Sometimes I might just need alone time, and that is okay. With hormones changing and shifting, intimacy might not be your number one priority, so give yourself grace. Definitely share how you're feeling with your spouse, with loved ones, even with your kids, because sometimes you might just feel touched out, and I believe that has a lot to do with hormones and just shifting and just personal space in general, because capacity is just expanding, okay? So just know that it's normal to experience those things in pregnancy as well. Sorry guys, a little bit of an interruption because my kids woke up, but that's okay, because the party is still gonna go on. I forgot what number this is. I think this is number 7, but the next thing that I want to share with you guys is that crying in pregnancy is normal. I think that it's completely normal to feel different and a lot of strong emotions, especially when you're going through different hormonal changes. And crying or being sad or just thinking on life doesn't necessarily mean that you're depressed. It just means that you're pregnant and experiencing a lot of changes, which give yourself grace, because you're truly bringing a human into this world, and a lot comes with that. So give yourself grace, allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to be sad, and allow yourself to be happy. Just feel the emotions that you feel and process it, but don't just think that feeling these things means I'm depressed or X, Y, or Z, because it definitely, I'm no healthcare provider, so just hear me out. But what I've learned throughout my 3 pregnancies is that hormones will impact your emotions, and that is okay. There is nothing wrong with you. It's just your body handling pregnancy. kind of going into another point, but it's kind of similar into what I was just talking about, is that pregnancy really does change you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. It changes you in so many different ways. So it is okay if you find yourself grieving your old self. Like, that is okay, because you will never be who you were before you got pregnant, and that is okay. You're growing a life, and if you didn't change at all, that would be crazy, because you have to. Your heart has to expand and be able to take care of another person, to love another person, and to become a mom. A lot of things change. So it is okay if you find yourself grieving the previous season, because you're stepping into something new and you're stepping into something so beautiful. Lastly, one more thing that I wish I knew in my first pregnancy is that weightlifting and working out during pregnancy is totally safe. Okay, I'm gonna say that with asterisks, because not for everybody, okay? Like, check with your midwife or doctor or whatever. But for me, working out in pregnancy alleviates so many different aches and pains that I've been experiencing, because with my first and my second, I barely worked out, and this time I'm definitely more active than I ever was with both of them combined. So I'm doing weightlifting and I'm doing all of these things, and I'm walking and getting steps in, and of course that is attributed to having 2 toddlers now. It has just helped my body feel so much better than with my first 2 pregnancies, and I wish I would have known that. That is all, you guys. Just a quick, simple little video on what I wish I knew, or what nobody tells you with your first pregnancy, and just some little tips and advice and encouragement to take along with your day. So as always, leave a comment down below, say hi, let me know how far along you are in pregnancy, if you're expecting, if you want to be expecting, and yeah, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.